This is the kit that is put together by Copper River Canvas for our paint night. So if you ordered this from the Net Loft or picked it up from the Net Loft, this is one of the two options for the kit. This one has the paint and the brushes in it. The other option has just the wood cutout. So inside the kit, you should have your wood cutout and primed piece of wood. You should have 2 brushes, and you should have 3 different kinds of paint. So there is a muted gold, a coffee bean, and a vanilla shake in my kit. So these are kind of good tones for the bird. And then lastly, you have this sheet, which is kind of your instructional sheet that has the URL to go and see this video that you're seeing right now. We'll have, I believe, just the bird cutout and the informational sheet. And so for this one, you would be providing your own paint and brushes. Another option, if you didn't buy the kit, is you can paint on your own canvas or materials. So we have some canvases here that we're painting on. Well, and I'm not sure if we're actually going to paint on these, but this is an example of what you can paint on. And this is kind of fun. Some of the people in the class today are going to be painting on these. These are primed records and treated records. So this is, you know, whatever you have to paint on. If you didn't buy the kit, you can follow along and kind of get creative.
Hey, we are social distancing with Copper River Canvas and the 30th year anniversary of the Shorebird Festival. And we are going to paint a Copper River shorebird. If you've already seen Kathy explain the kit, then you know what you're doing. And if not, then we are going to do whatever we want to do. So if you have a canvas, if you have the kit, I'm starting from the beginning with the kit. You should already have a primed bird, but we are going to prime and paint and show you how to do a shorebird painting for this 30th Copper River Delta Shorebird Festival.
And art is something that you can do from anywhere. So that's why we're doing it out here on the Copper River Delta. And Danae and Jessica are sisters. They're from the same household.
We are.
Pretty much. So they are sitting next to each other. Marisa and I are 6 feet apart over here, giving each other some space. And this is something you can do pretty much anywhere, inside, outside. We're lucky enough that it's a beautiful day on the Delta today, so we're happy that we get to do it outside.
We are at 18 Mile. They also call it One-Eyed Pond,
which is a U.S. Forest Service campsite. You might be able to hear some birds in the background here.
Shorebirds.
We actually saw a shorebird right over here.
There is a shorebird that has joined us for the weekend. He is super fun. So you should already have a primed bird. The primed bird will be easier for you to start on. So you can start down at the bottom, being that like a gray. It could be the shore that they're standing on. It could be a rock. It could be a grassy knoll. You know, like use your imagination. How a mossy bank is always good for a shorebird. What we're looking for is where he's standing. So it could really be all of the colors to make a shore line. If you have paint at home and you're using paint at home, it could be blue because, you know, he's standing on the delta. It's really just kind of an open space. Where is your bird standing?
Let's paint a happy little bird.
Let's paint a happy little bird. So I'm doing a gray because my bird is standing on a rocky peninsula. And later on I'll put some rocks in there and actually show that he's on a rocky bank.
I'm doing mine on kind of like a mossy shore.
I love it. Love it. That's great.
It's got some brown in there, and we had a little green here that we're mixing it in with. Make it a little darker at the bottom.
Yeah, there is no right or wrong way to do this. Copper River is an amazing shoreline of grays and blues and browns and
greens,
yeah,
yellows,
just amazing
oranges.
foliage.
Get a little yellow in there.
Yeah.
Add a little yellow as is a little yellow often mixed in.
Lichen
Shorelines
is
here.
yellowish.
How high up do we go, Jess? Do we go,
I
like,
would
kinda
say,
all the
yeah,
way up?
yeah,
Okay.
perfect. I mean, the round part of your bird is going to be the body. That's where the body develops. So as it goes from this round into the narrower spot, that will be the transition between the bird's body and the rocky base. And so the great part of what you're doing is allowing acrylic to dry. You know, acrylic is a water-based paint, so it will blend amazingly. But the more you paint, the more it blends. So, you know, start in with your look and then allow it to dry and then paint. Otherwise, it'll just kind of blend and make a mess of a color. So it's okay if it's a mess. You know, you can see the end result versus where I'm at right now. You know. The next move with your 3 colors or whatever colors that you have, but specifically we've got the brown and the cream and the dark. You're going to try to form your bird. So I'm going to go with all the colors and just kind of like clearly this will be the beak and this is the head. And we're like, here's the circle, you know, that you're going to work with. You know, you're going to work down with the body. Clearly, and you know, for you folks that are artists and can kind of detour, you can think about, like, do you want the bird facing you? Do you want this to be the body with the bird looking away? With the beak looking as woodpeckery as it looks, you're open to use however the bird you'd like to do. But keeping in mind that this is the bird's body, it's going to come down and here, like, here's the bird feathers, you know? So here's the bird. Maybe this will be the wings, you know? You know, just start developing colors. Head, beak. Just kind of get him in there. Happy little wings. Happy little wings. The fun part about this is we're just developing a shape. So, I mean, it clearly, look at, don't be mad. This is the same thing I did with this bird. At the end, it's going to look like a great shape. But right now, it just looks like shapes. Wings, teardrop, leaves, 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 round head. So depending on the shorebird that you're going for, like I went with there's a name. It's a specific name for this shorebird.
Kathy?
So we've just been developing our shapes. Circle for the head, teardrops clearly for where the wings are. You know, we're developing shapes. It's okay. Whatever it looks like, it doesn't matter. We're just, think of a teardrop. Think of a teardrop. Think of a circle. And think of some tail feathers. Wherever you are at this point, it's okay. We're Bob Rossing this up. Channel your inner Bob Ross and be happy. Birds. And you're just kind of developing the look. There's no right or wrong look. Just keep, especially in those tail feathers, the development of the tail feathers is going to be super cool. The head, the eyes are especially feathery. Developing that head down into the body.
I think I'm going to do a red knot.
I love it.
So what I'm doing is I'm on the Copper River Delta Shorebird Festival Facebook page. And if you go on our Facebook page, we had our virtual festival this year, so we had lots of great photography shared by Aaron Cooper and Milo Burcham and all kinds of different folks that are part of the festival planning committee, and Aaron Bauman. And they are also very, good at identifying birds too. And so they have all these great photos on there, and they tell you right in the photo what the kind of bird it is. And then you could go from there and you could Google image search that bird. And so if I decide that I want to do a red knot and I see a picture of a red knot that I like, then I can go onto Google and type in red knot. And if you want to make sure you're getting ones that's specific to the Copper River Delta, then you could put in red knot Copper River Delta and then look for images, and then you could maybe find one that's facing the way that you want it to face, and you could kind of start from there.
You know that, I mean, look, I'm looking at my bird thinking, oh my God, that is a mess. But again, we're developing the underlook. All of this can be like, you know, if you literally don't like the bird look, it really doesn't matter. You can just keep developing, keep, you know, with those lines, just keep developing the bird. Every time you paint a streak, it's literally just one feather, and think about how many feathers that bird has. Millions, right? I mean, they've how many hairs do you have on your head? It's just keep developing, keep streaking these. Yeah, develop those looks. It is all gonna blend in together at the end, and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm glad I did that, because look where I am. Look where my bird is today. See, I didn't like the way that was going, so I kind of developed the heart. Like, look, heart. I love this bird.
Ooh, I have an idea.
Oh, tell us.
I think you're doing yours with the wing on either side, but I think I want mine to be more profiled.
I love it.
I think I'm going to have this be the belly over here.
Oh, I love it.
And have this be the back.
Yes, good idea.
So,
and that is the beauty of the bird that we cut out for you, is that.
Ooh, look at that. So I finally put my beak on there, and that is helping me.
Ooh. How'd you do your little wingtips? Leaves and what do you say?
Well, you need a smaller
I put a
brush
beak on
for
there.
sure. So Danae is at this point where she's got her bird.
There you go.
Kathy's got her bird. They're both at the kind of the same turning point. Like, what should I do at this point? I've got my bird. So what you need to do is get the smallest brush you can find. Like, look at how teeny tiny that one is. And you might not have a small one, but a smaller brush. If your brush is putting out a lot of paint, you need to put it in some water, clear that bad boy off, and start over. Brushes are, you tell them how to work for you, okay? So get that cleaned off.
We need more water.
Oh, dear. And then clean that bad boy off, and then look at that. We are starting all over with a real straight tip. And that straight tip is going to give you a real fine line. So put it in your black and your brown and start back over. Like, I'm telling you, bird, here's where you've got a feather. You know, always, if you feel like your bird is not giving you some good feathers, then definitely clean off that brush and start over again.
Progression. This is where I've come with mine. Kathy's is coming along. I love that green.
I mean, that's the fun thing about painting, is it's not just you need to continue on. I mean, go back to the idea that your bird has a round head. You know, you want to see a round shape, bring that round around. Bring that around.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you can always put some fine lines of whatever, brown and gold, and just start over again. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Even
That's
maybe
good.
some
So you-
black. I'm going to tell you how I want you to look.
And then you can even do some.
You are
green
the
to make that, like,
master of your own
Right.
shorebird.
My bird is going to be a red knot.
I love it.
Red knots can be found in the Copper River Delta, and they are pretty rare as far as shorebirds go. And we are one of the places that is known for having them stop over on their migration. So seeing a red dot here is exciting, and hopefully they look something like this. Hopefully my bird looks something like a red knot.
I love it. Good job, Kathy. And definitely, if you're watching along, even if you're not painting and you've just decided to see where our birds are going to go, like, comment. Tell us your favorite bird. tell us what you think about
Kind
my
of bird.
sandpiper that has a platypus bill here. He's caw, caw. I don't think that's what a platypus or a sandpiper.
That's the other thing. I was kind of hoping one of us would do kind of a fantastical
Oh.
kind of interpretation. And that's something you can do too. If you've never been to the Copper River Delta, if you're from a different part of the country or world, or even if you've just got a strong imagination, you don't have to go with, anything real. You can, especially for a background, if you're doing it not from a cutout but from your own materials, you could go with totally exciting and different and bright and fantastical colors.
With acrylic, sometimes you're working, you're like, it's just becoming gray. Well, that's, the time to back off and let it dry. Acrylic is a blender, but if you let it dry, then you can do whatever you want on top of it. It's a very blending, substance. Yeah, if you don't like it, just wait for it to dry and paint over it. It'll be fine. It's a progression of things. Look at the progression on hers. We've got a scene, we've got a back, and this is on a record. She got it at a garage sale for 50 cents. Like, you do not need an expensive canvas. You can, pick out whatever it is that you think is cool. You could be out looking at your firewood and find a piece of firewood that
I just found this cool rock. I might
Yeah.
paint that one
yeah,
later.
Cordova rocks, post to Cordova rocks. We are an artistic kind of community. We want to see whatever it is you've got. Sorry.
Also think about how the feathers lay on the bird. So feathers, they usually start at the top and kind of come down like that, or start at the middle and come around. Around the face of a bird, feathers usually, they kind of could start from the beak and go out and around the eye and kind of like an oval shape like that.
Mm-hmm.
Back and forth right now, left to right, is not going to be probably the look that you want. You probably want more up and down. What is that bird?
I know, right?
Quack, sounds like a duck. Yeah.
Well, there's some mallards out here for sure. There was a stellar blue jay in our camp. We called him the camp robber because he was into stealing some stuff. He was amazing.
They're sneaky.
Sneaky little sucker. Like that. So I don't know where you guys are at, but I'm coming to the end of where I feel comfortable. I feel like my bird has done some things. I've added some, I did some W's. If you see those in the details for some feathers, I added some white dots in the eyes to kind of do like a reflection. I added real dark feet into, the 3D effect. I came up, through the body down to the shore and did like, maybe like a little 3, like he's got some feet. And you don't have to do the feet. You could, if you did blue into the water, like his feet could be hidden in the water. You could do like a little ripple effect, like they're hiding in the water. But this is where I'm at.
And I'm just putting some feet on mine. I did an eye, and I'm doing feet now. I hope you can see that.
Yeah, I like where I'm at. I like the little W's that I added that were maybe, look like a feather. He's fun. This is your bird. The more detail you bring into the bird, the more you've got. Here I am. I'm the progression between the first bird that I did. Here's the bird that I've been working on today. And here is the bird that I did all along, before. And there's a big difference between the two, but I'm really happy with this guy and this guy. I mean, the black is clearly a little darker. I was a little heavy with my black, but he's there, They come along. They take on a life of their own.
I'm having a little trouble with the bottom of my feet, so I'm just going to cover it up with some wisps of grass.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
It helps when you do it with friends that can encourage you. Like, I really like what you've done there. I love it. Look at Danae's beak has kind of gone raven.
Interesting beak on that. It's mine. I can critique it. Can we come over to Kathy's?
Mine is almost done. I'm just
Awesome.
getting the last little finishing touches around the eyes. To kind of blend that together.
And as with any artist, down in the corner somewhere, your artist taggery. You know, whether it be your initials or some kind of sign that really speaks to you. I always like to do a JH with a star, and that's Jessica Hoover. Jessica Morningstar is my middle name. So I like to do JH with a star. That's kind of my signature tagline that I put on all my artwork. So you recognize it when you see it as mine. So I like to do it in the corner right here. So I do a little J, H, and then you do a little star. And I feel good. I like mine. He's so cute. Let me see, Kat. Oh, I love him. Look at that eye.
Awesome. This is Marisa's, and it's gorgeous.
It's another take on shorebirds. You don't have to
There's a little bunch of them. What is that, a flock?
little flock. Yeah.
A migration flock
Yeah.
of migratory.
Here's Kathy's finished one with her cute signature at the end.
I can get the little piece of picnic table off of it.
It's okay. If we get any on the table, and you guys at home, it is a water-based paint. So if you get it on your clothes or if you get it on your table, just wipe it up real quick. It'll be fine. It should come right out. I like my guy. Just kidding. Whatever. Yeah.
Not every
Just
bird song.
Love those shorebirds. Shut up. I don't see myself.
Is that better? I can't see. What the heck?
Hide it.
Uh-oh.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl, hey.
I love the record player. You spin me right round, record right round, like a record baby right round, round. Okay. I'm doing a gray. I'm using black and gray, which is not in the kit. Oh my God. I'm sorry, my paper just blew away.
Go.
So the next move. It never hurts to have a little wine while you paint. I like to move it. The beak has a real platypus look to it. Push it. But push it real good. Paint your shorebird.
Thanks, Nick. Welcome. Oh.
You've got some lipstick on now, Jess.
I felt it. I felt
drink
it.
the
And
water?
in your teeth.
Dang.
In your teeth.
Don't drink the water, sister.
It's a bit naughty. I feel it. I can taste it. You should. It's
all
on
over
your
in your
teeth.
It's on your tongue. Oh, girl, you need to wash that down.
Oh,
messy.
that's what happened. It's on my actual.
Oh, sister.
This will be on the blooper
Wait,
reel.
yeah. Oh, it's all up in there.
How do you get it in your teeth? That's how she's drinking it.
Oh my God, this is
I can
definitely going on the
taste it.
blooper reel.
You're sweating pretty
Give her a big
profusely.
smile.